Can Musk run Tesla and work for Trump?
On a day you see Elon Musk's attentions being even closer to Washington, you see Tesla's stock up even more. It's only up about 2.8% pre-market at the moment. But how do investors feel about the divided attention? And it's interesting, does Rivian actually have something to gain here as you think about where Musk's attention is going?
I think it's a great question, and it's something that we'll probably see, raised, the more and the longer that Musk is so closely fixated on all things Trump and what his administration is going to do. He's been spending an awful lot of time at Mar-a-Lago. He's been exchanging messages on X with his fans about how much video games he plays and having.
Fact check. True. Now, he's probably not referring to this specific interaction, but I did point out recently that Elon Musk had posted in late October a time in the pit 150 in Diablo 4 that would place him within the top 30 globally, to which he responds, "I noticed you're ahead of me." At the time, that was in fact true. I knew at that point I had fucked up. Responding, "I'll enjoy it while it lasts." Anyway, the point I'm getting at here is that, believe it or not, Elon Musk is a master of doing half a dozen or more impossible things simultaneously in record time and making everyone else look like a joke. Musk's involvement in the Department of Government Efficiency will take some time, but I suspect that it'll play out as follows. Remember when Musk bought Twitter and a lot of people were shrieking, "He's distracted, it's going to destroy Tesla, end of the world, he shouldn't do this, he should step down," that whole thing? It's true initially that Musk was spending a lot of time, a lot of brain cycles focused on putting out the dumpster fire that was Twitter, pruning the company dramatically, and then putting things in motion for huge growth. 2 years later, guess what? The narrative that Musk is spending too much time, he's distracted, managing Twitter, gone. Here's how this plays out. Musk's going to be heavily involved and seen constantly with Trump, interacting with Trump, sharing ideas, with hands all over decisions, ideas, suggestions, improvements, and changes during the Trump transition and under the Department of Government Efficiency. However, this is going to be heavily front-loaded. The majority of the time and energy is happening now. He's going to put systems in place, suggest ideas, make changes, be very hands-on initially, and then become far more passive. Remember, if we head over to X and look at the actual official announcement, by the way, I wasn't joking when I said this feels like a dream. Could you imagine 2 years ago, Elon Musk is going to be heavily involved in the next administration, going after the gluttonous pigs, the grift, the government waste? But check this out. The official announcement that the great Elon Musk, notice the capitalized G by the way, will be working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. Okay, 2 leaders here. We have a model for this already. In fact, a number of them. Shout out to SpaceX, Elon Musk and Gwynne Shotwell. How about X, Elon Musk and Linda Yaccarino? Shout out to Linda. And here we have the Department of Government Efficiency. I suspect that Vivek is going to be doing a lot of implementation and operation. He has the time. So expect it to happen. There's going to be a narrative, predominantly from deranged leftards, saying that Elon's distracted, he needs to step down from Tesla, he can't do both of these things at the same time, blah, blah, blah. They're wrong. And they're going to go ballistic over the next few weeks and maybe a couple of months, as it appears that Musk is solely focused on this. But in actual fact, he'll be spending more time than usual on this and then fade off into the distance.
Having a lot of fun with that. That's all well and good when Tesla is sort of going to the moon again. But I think this collaboration between Rivian and Volkswagen just adds to the amount of competition that Tesla is facing. And
shit. Yeah, the competition's coming finally. 15 years late. In case you missed it, Volkswagen increasing their existing investment in Rivian by 16% to $5.8 billion. Both companies confirming that they will be launching their previously announced joint venture to deploy EV architecture and software. For those who aren't completely caught up, this was like a one foot in the water type of, we'll probably joint venture, but not quite yet. There's a few stages. Well, they've gone from dating to a semi-exclusive, possibly exclusive relationship now. They are moving forward. So let's think about this for a moment. Why would VW have made an investment in Rivian and be joint venturing for EV architecture and software? You want to know the answer? 1, desperation, and 2, embarrassment. Let me explain. If VW could do this themselves, they would. So obviously they're desperate. But 2, why the fuck didn't they approach Tesla? You know why? Optics. Most people in the world don't know who the fuck Rivian are. So it's not embarrassing for Volkswagen to joint venture with Rivian for EV architecture and software. You imagine if they had actually joint ventured with Tesla, which would be the logical thing to do. Everyone's going to say, oh, what? Why can't you do it yourself? Why do you need Tesla? You suck. Blah. But they do it with Rivian, no one gives a fuck. So strategically, I understand why they did this. They're a bunch of wimps. This is all about optics. Why on earth do you not partner with Tesla, who has the best software, has the best architecture, has scale, has a proven track record? But there's another piece of the puzzle. Rivian, who still lose crazy amounts of money per electric vehicle sold and are on the road to bankruptcy. Not a hater here, I'm just telling you guys the facts. I hope they're successful. They got less than a coin toss in terms of surviving the decade. Rivian are desperate for money, desperate for capital, desperate for a sugar daddy. VW, now officially the Rivian sugar daddy. They're going to do whatever daddy asks. That's part of the arrangement. And this is very smart from Rivian. I mean, what else are they going to do? They need the fucking capital. If they can suck from the T to VW for the next half decade or more, good on them. But it shows how desperate both VW and Rivian are that this partnership exists. Although, this is inevitable. There's probably going to be something similar with Lucid at some point too. They'll partner with somebody similar. A legacy auto company, most likely, maybe even get acquired. But I did predict this many years ago, almost 5 now. Legacy automotive companies are all doomed. Along the way to inevitable bankruptcy, there will be partnerships, acquisitions, joint ventures, mergers, conglomeration, and then bankruptcy filings. So back to the point from the anchor on Doomberg here. This is not competition for Tesla. These are two desperate companies. VW, imminently headed for bankruptcy. Rivian, likely headed for bankruptcy too. Desperately trying to last just a little bit longer. I wish both companies well, but the future does not look pretty for either.
And we shouldn't also lose sight of the idea that Tesla, really has to sort of knock it out of the park the last few months of this year just to get to even in terms of sales from last year. This is not a company that is growing at the rapid rate that we're used to. And Musk, I think got everybody excited about, getting back to a year of strong growth in 2025. But how exactly he gets there is really still quite unclear. 25 to...
Perhaps Craig wasn't paying attention in Tesla's most recent earnings call. There's an interim range of vehicles entering production next year. Tesla are also expecting the first autonomous vehicles via a software update in their existing 3s and Ys to begin operating. Texas, California, maybe some other states by end of year. Cybercab volume production 26. Never mind the booming energy business. Margins having stabilised, cost of goods coming down dramatically. I think that's how Tesla resumes strong growth. If you're not familiar with these two people, Megan Kelly and Bill Ackman, you can thank me later. They have some thoughts about Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and the Department of Government Efficiency under the Trump administration.
Name these. It's super fun to watch Trump name these names to the cabinet. And I don't know about you, but I'm loving it. I think it's just so innovative to go completely Trumpian. Just keep people on their heels. Do not go with establishment types like he tried to do the first time. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with him going with Trump loyalists, but that term keeps getting bandied about as though it's a bad thing.
Actually, I think it's, I call it the dream team. I'm really super impressed. We have Elon Musk. We have a good friend of mine, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's incredibly talented. I love all these. I've actually been super impressed with all the picks so far.
The New York Times, the Daily podcast today, and the New York Times itself is really wrestling with Elon's elevation to the right-hand man of the sitting president-elect. Just
for those who don't know, New York Times, part of the extremely far-left propaganda media. Elon bad, Orange Man bad. Wait, Orange Man bad plus Elon bad equals Giga bad. They're having meltdowns. Conniptions. They're hysterical. Public enemy number 1 and public enemy number 2 working together to drain the swamp, to end government waste, to catalyse an era of prosperity and abundance and opportunity in the United States. No doubt everyone working for these media organisations on the left, which is practically all of them, are going to need to book in some extra sessions with their therapists.
They don't seem happy. I feel like you should look at somebody like Elon who's willing to serve in any capacity for our government and just say thank you. But they are concerned. He's got 100 different lawsuits against him. How is he going to deal with those conflicts of interest? He's got all sorts of regulatory constrictions on him that are important to our safety. How can he possibly be in this important role? What do you make of Elon being willing to serve as he is?
I think he's a great American. I think he's a great global citizen. If you have to think of a guy who's made more consequential impact on society, on everything from the electric car to space to now Neuralink, AI. He's I would say the most important figure of our time in the non-political sphere.
Bill's absolutely right. Politics and personality aside, how could any American citizen not be thrilled to have the GOAT of execution, of resourcefulness, of innovation, of disruption, of getting shit done faster, better, cheaper, and more efficiently, volunteering his time to apply those same principles, results, and the extreme level of resourcefulness to the United States government? US citizens pay tax. It's their money the government's pissing away and wasting. How could they not be completely thrilled by somebody with the track record of cutting waste, of being resourceful, lean and efficient, coming in to save them their own tax dollars?
And now we have the benefit of all of his talents, working alongside the president. I mean, it's an incredible home run. I have not been this excited to be, an American, if you will, in a very long time. And so it's amazing.
Bill touches on an important point. There is something in the air. You can feel it. The level of optimism and excitement for the next 4 or so years is off the charts in the US and even beyond. Remember, the US sets the tone for much of the world. You think Musk coming in and cleaning house in the government, saving $2 trillion per year, isn't going to cause other governments around the world, other nations, other states, other cities to see this example, look inward and go, maybe we could stop wasting so much fucking money as well. There'll be huge ripple effects from this. There are some Americans, however, who are not particularly thrilled about the Department of Government Efficiency, as I posted on X. This in response to Musk pointing out, in response to the fact that the Biden-Harris administration wasted $42.5 billion for rural internet service, and 3 years later, not a single person has been connected. Musk responds, that program has achieved nothing. Deleted. I added, pigs with their snouts in the trough are going to be real mad. The grift is up. Musk responds, big time. I don't think you guys fully grasp what we're talking about here. Where the fuck did that money go? Grift, corruption. That's where. It's inexcusable. The Kamala Harris, who was in charge of this project, the rural broadband project, inexcusable that billions of dollars have disappeared and not a single home has actually been connected to broadband internet in rural America under this program over 3 years. There's no excuse. It's grift, it's corruption, it's fraud, it's waste. So while American taxpayers are going to be thrilled as fuck for these cost savings, the pigs and the grifters are going to be real fucking mad. I hope Elon Musk can massively up his security detail. No joke.
Yeah, I feel the same. And so what they announced last night was that Elon and Vivek are going to work together on DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and start trying to find efficiencies in the biggest business of them all, the United States government, and figure out where we can tighten our belt and save some money. And yet, sort of the established Washington, D.C. class is very upset about this because it means jobs of federal bureaucrats. And that's what runs D.C. So what do you make of this idea of DOGE? Trump says in the announcement it's going to be completely outside government. These two will not be government employees.
Yeah, I think it's a home run. I've always thought of the United States as one of the greatest. My day job is to find these really great companies that have lost their way. And then what we try to do is bring in great new management and have them, fix the business. And that's basically what's happening here. And they're not going to have to look far. And everyone knows the government is the most ineffective bureaucracy in the world. Governments generally, ours has not particularly impressed us as citizens. And now we have an opportunity not just to find cost savings, but actually to operate more effectively. The analogy that Musk makes is he says, think of the government, as just when you go get your license, updated, think about how inefficient that process is. Well, imagine the entire country being run that way. And I think that's the opportunity, and having sort of outsiders do this. Elon certainly has the playbook. X was a quasi-governmental agency in the way it operated in San Francisco, and he stepped in, he took out 80-90% of the employees, and it's become a much more effective platform. Software development, the various features, functionality, have been able to happen much more quickly under new leadership, and I think that's what we have here. I think it's going to be a huge boon for the economy, for business generally. And that will help everyone.
1000% agree with Bill, both on the example of the X transformation, Musk buys Twitter, shit cans the UFWs. Starts with useless. I'll leave the final 2 words for you. And importantly, how thrilled Americans should be for somebody to come in, trim the fat, get things humming along more efficiently. Bill also talks about this ushering in an era of economic prosperity. He's absolutely right. I really don't think people are understanding the massive impact we're going to see over the next few years in the US. And as I've said, what's good for the US is good for Tesla. If the cost of living is coming down, if people are seeing wages growth, if there's strong employment, stock market surging, assets surging, everyone wins. The future really is going to be amazing. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.